Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to Decidedly Neapolitan. Today we're going to do a couple of things. Decorating is the name of the game. Well, the name of the game is Minecraft, but there you go. We're going to be doing a little bit of work inside the base, and I've already made a start on what we've got down here. My wife is watching Good Mythical Morning in the background, so if you hear the occasional bit of laughter, that is why. But we've got the swamp up here more or less covered over. Like if I take out any dirt block around here, in fact most of the dirt blocks around here are a little bit lower, thankfully, but I took out the entirety of the ceiling and not a single drop of water fell through, which is pretty much exactly my intention when I was covering up the swamp. I should be able to do the same here as well. Oh no, there's one. Hello. Let's quickly cover that up with some mossy. There we go. These extra textures for mossy cobblestone are really nice, by the way. But yeah, that's now flooded my industrial craft area, which is not a problem. We don't get electrocuted in the mods, thankfully. That's not how this works. This isn't some kind of crazy, like, if there was this realism mod thing going on, like I know Terra Firmacraft is supposed to be one that has a lot of very realistic elements to it. If there was something like that in this mod pack, then yeah, I would be electrocuted all over the shop. I would probably be dead several times over. But this time around, we are going to be, careful, we're going to be doing a little bit of work in here to make it look a little bit nicer, and then I'm going to work on making the rest of the server a little bit nicer as well. Not that it isn't a wonderful and incredibly pleasant place to play already, but I thought it would be nice to decorate spawn for Christmas, because we don't really have a great deal of snowy environment on the server as far as I'm aware, but if I can harvest some snow from somewhere, get a snow golem on the go, grab myself a pumpkin, put him together, and then cover this entire area with snow, maybe throw up a couple of these cool trees, get a Christmas tree up here, it would help the place feel a little bit more festive. And doubtless I would be the one cleaning it up afterwards, but there are a couple of people playing on the server these days, so hopefully we'd be able to get their help, or maybe the Christmas tree could just stay up, I don't know. That might be the way things work out. Anyhow, I don't think I have any snow here, so we will have to go hunting for that, which means some exploration is on the cards in a second, once I've got a little bit more of this done. Yeah, there are a couple of blocks here and there where I know I haven't got the correct amount of insulation, but I think right now we're pretty much sealed off elsewhere. Anywhere that would be a problem, anyway. And none of these signs and stuff float away when water goes past them, which is nice. I've also been revisiting the XP farm every now and again, even though it's not producing super high yield. It's definitely nice to have it just passively accruing berries in the background so that I can get this book on the go. I can't remember if I showed you the book last time or not, but I have a really, really good book down here in the library. Where is it? This one. Yes, this is Feather Falling and Unbreaking 3. So that's definitely worth copying. It's going to take me 60 levels to do it, so I will probably have a bit of a time doing that. But my armor on this server is completely unenchanted with the exception of that chest plate, so kind of need to get moving on that, and I want guaranteed enchantments because I'm so used to the enchantment system in 1.8 that I get a little bit like put off by enchanting in 1.9. Now, if we put some cobblestone walls up here, I've been meaning to look in Chisel and see if there's any cool like variants on walls. There aren't, but you can get carpenter's walls, and I don't recall exactly how to make those, but if they're anything like the regular wall crafting recipe, carpenter's blocks tends to be a pretty intuitive mod. So if I do this, that's okay, that's a hatch, so that's not quite what we were after. Maybe if I do something like this, or like a fence, that's a ladder, I know that much. Yeah, interesting. I'm not sure how we make those, so we'll see if we can find the crafting recipe for those. Carpenter's, hang on. It's doing that thing in, there we go, carpenter's barrier. Is that what we want, or is it, there's like, there are fence gates, but there isn't a regular fence that I can see in here. What's that? That's a carpenter's torch. I didn't even know those were a thing. So if we make a carpenter's barrier, you need sticks and carpenter's blocks on either side, and that's a daylight sensor? Really? Wow, that's an interesting looking little thing. There seem to be two carpenter's beds in here, which is a little bit odd, and there's a carpenter in forestry. Interesting. Cool, right. So, 2 carpenter's blocks, sticks either side. We'll see if we can make that happen. Got plenty of the sequoia wood left over, of course, as always. And we want to split those in half like that. And then like so. Okay, carpenter's barriers. So are these like fences? They are. Good. Okay. So we can get those on the go. I want to do something kind of like mossy cobblestone walls, but a little bit different with a slightly different texture around here. So we'll put a few of these up and see if that... They've got some really interesting shapes, like between the two of those. They're not like regular fences. If they're kind of suspended like that, if I take out the block behind that, and doubtless some more sand is going to fall on... Actually, no, it didn't. Okay, fair enough. You can get some really interesting effects with those. And I don't really look up all that much in this base, because there isn't really much to look up at, but when I'm, you know, teleporting from up there to down here, it's kind of cool to look up and actually see some interesting detailed stuff. So I'm going to throw a bunch of this together. The way the chisel mod affects mossy cobblestone, it almost looks like it's moss encrusted metal with these kind of large panels in it. It looks a lot more interesting than regular mossy cobblestone does, in my opinion, because I'm so used to the texture of mossy stone that I just think, nah, I'm kind of tired of using it every now and again, but this breathes new life into it, which is really interesting stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit more work around the base, and then we're going to work on getting spawn neatened up for Christmas. I heard a spider. Where is that spider? Noise has been bugging me for ages now. I'm not sure entirely where it is. I have a concern... But let me get out of here. Gosh, why do I spend half my time in this series trapped in water? I have a concern that maybe it has spawned inside one of the dark spaces I've created whilst I've been moving all of this sand and stuff. Every time I take out a dirt block, some sand falls, no water falls through, but then there are lots of sandy cavities inside of here, so I have a feeling I may have let a couple of spiders spawn in there, in which case we'll probably have to do a little bit of clearing out. Where are you? I just keep hearing it around here somewhere. This is what I've done with the place so far, by the way. Not quite finished yet, a couple of patches of dirt here and there, but I really like this. It kind of blends like the mossy kind of stuff into things like quarried block and marble and stuff that looks a little bit more put together. Blends itself into this bit here, and I kind of started doing the same thing on the opposite side. I opened this tunnel out a little bit. I'm not really sure what I want to do in here, but I was thinking maybe have a couple more of these kind of houses, almost like somebody's just built a house in the middle of the ground and just kind of tucked it away in there like a little shed. Like, I've been playing a lot of Terraria recently, just recording a few episodes of that before the Christmas stuff happens, and yeah, there are loads of little kind of underground structures that are just little boxes hiding in kind of caves and stuff, and I think that's kind of an interesting way of doing things, so I might do something like that. But I like the way this place looks now. It's all kind of put together nicely. So the next thing to do is to go on the hunt for snow, but slight tangent, for some bees. These two, Drone and Princess, have been making these little, like, rocky honeycomb things that I put in here, and I had a look in here for what kind of crafting recipes they could be used in, and you can make another bee house, or you can make an apiarist's chest, and I have no idea what I can store in an apiarist's chest, but I've just decided I want one, so I'm going to make one. I've got a couple of chests in my inventory. I need 5 rocky combs to do it. I assume any other kind of comb would do, but I thought may as well have one. So there it is. We've got a forestry apiarist's chest. I'm going to pop that out here, and interesting. Okay, so it says 1 queen. I'm the owner. I can restrict access to it. I can make it private if I want to. Interesting stuff. I still have not looked much into the forestry mod side of things, so maybe we'll do that at some point. There's also apparently some rocky glowstone you can make, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, maybe that's not made with this. That's just kind of because it's got rocky in the name. Never mind. Not to worry, it's a chisel thing. So chisel with glowstone, though, that'd be interesting. Might have to try that out inside of here, because I've been using torches pretty much exclusively inside of there. Get rid of the rotten flesh, don't need that. So we're going to go on the hunt for some snow, and obviously snow is going to have to be either in extreme hills or somewhere kind of high up. So for that, I think we're going to take out the electric jetpack, which I've not used for a little while, and I realise has a limited kind of lifespan. Could make a battery pack for it if I wanted to recharge it halfway, but I am not too fussed about that right now. In fact, I might actually take it off until I have something that I want to climb, because otherwise I'll just be jumping everywhere and using up tiny bits of the fuel slowly but surely. But yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of decorating around spawn, and once Christmas is over and I come back to this series in the new year, I'm not sure if I'm going to kind of put a couple of my series on hiatus. I don't have huge plans for Christmas, but I figure it might be best to cut down on the number of videos I make. People will probably have less time to watch stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, because there are a couple of series that I could definitely put on hold over Christmas and then come back to in the new year if you guys won't have as much time. But anyway, let's find ourselves some snow. I wanted to decorate the swamp to look a little bit more like there's a little bit more life in it, because right now the only life in here really is me, a couple of trees, and some mobs. And I wanted to grow some mushrooms around the place. I wanted to have like a little bit more going on in here. I've kept that slime tree, even though I grew it and kind of thought I'll harvest that for the leaves and stuff. I have blur. I've kept that there, and I think it lends a nice touch of colour to the area. So I definitely want to grow some giant mushrooms in over there. I definitely want to do a little bit more decorating. Let's strike out in search of an extreme hills, and I have not really travelled that far afield in the map. The furthest I went really was when I went over there to fight the King Slime and visit that slime island. And aside from that, I've been out to Mort's base, and I've been here and there, but I don't know where else we're going to find an extreme hills. There's Boreal Forest over here. Oh, hello. There's some snowy. I assume that's snow over there, and not some other strange modded thing. All right, we will strike out in that direction, which is actually pretty much the opposite direction to where I'm going right now. But all we need is a little bit of snow, so we can grab some of that on our way through to adventure, to new things, to new biomes, to lands that I haven't discovered, but probably somebody else already has. I'll see you guys when we're there. I've come back in a little early, actually, because I just got over here, and this is a biome I've never really encountered before. This is Heathland, and there are horses and stuff here, and this really reminds me of kind of home. I grew up in a town on the border of the New Forest in Hampshire, in the UK, and it had like a ton of like this kind of scrubland where there's all these kind of low mossy kind of plants and horses, a lot of horses actually. So this is really kind of neat. I almost want to build something out here. Not entirely sure what I would build, but it'd be kind of neat to return here and build something cool. One of the things I have not done a great deal of on this server is explore and build stuff in a variety of locations. I pretty much concentrated entirely on building the Lilypad right by spawn, and there is just a whole wealth of stuff out here to discover, which I feel like I'm missing out on. So maybe it's time to come out here and do a little bit of building. Fantastic, we have a pumpkin on the way through as well, almost like it was meant to be. I've not seen any pumpkins anywhere else on the server, or maybe I have, but I passed them by thinking I don't actually need them at the time. What are these trees? These are some nice looking trees. Eucalyptus wood. Hello, I'm having one of these. Let's get the lumber axe out. Oh, hello. My Tinker toolbar is out, and so are the monsters. Gets a little bit laggy fighting these guys from time to time, so I've got to be a little bit careful how I fight. But this guy's coming out. They're coming out of the tree. What is this? Is there a spawner underneath this thing? I saw in one of Jefferson's videos a while back when he was on this server that he found a spawner that was like underneath a tree somewhere out in the far distant biomes. So I'm kind of interested to see if there's anything like that around here. This is hop seed. Wow, I'm just going to grab all of this because I may as well, right? It's going to be interesting to have a couple of different wood types to experiment with, and maybe if I come back and I build some more in this here biome, I can use some of the local wood type, because obviously it's meant to be from around here. There's a ton of amber in here as well. I'm going to grab the amber while I can, and I have Jenkins on me, so I've got Fortune 3, which is nice to have, actually, because I've been needing to get some more amber and some of those precious gems for a couple of projects that I've been working on. So, let's see what else we can find. If we head up this way, we're getting into the snowy territory. Hello, spider. Ah, whoa, I got bumped by that guy. Gonna have to use my crossbow, I think. And reload. Lock. There we go. The crossbow takes absolutely ages to reload sometimes. What is this? A wintry hive. Okay, interesting. Do I have my scoop on me? I don't think I do. And I would need some wool for that, so I'll have to remember where this is and come back. But yeah, I do want to try out some more of the bee-related stuff. So, let's take a look around here. We've got a creeper. Fairly used to these guys. These are not a surprise in modded, but they're also not particularly dangerous because we have mob griefing off. Interesting little environment. Not too bad. I kind of like it. There's some interesting looking trees out there. I think that's more eucalyptus. Let's take this guy on with the broadsword and shovel up some of this snow. The snow is obviously what I came here for, and I don't need a huge amount of it. Just enough for 2 blocks, and then we can get a snow golem on the go. But I might be able to look around here for some inspiration about how to decorate the spawn chunks for Christmas. Although, hello, what is this? Mallowberry bush. I'll take it. I'm sure I can grow some of these back at the base, and I haven't really done much with berries since we started because they're kind of a low saturation food. Let's see what else we've got. A bit more amber down there. May as well snag this while we're on the way through. Yeah, the hotbar thing with the Tinker's Construct utility belt is a little bit glitchy from time to time. It kind of like flashes between the two sometimes. Look at this though. This is some really cool scenery out here. And at least the waypoints are still there, so I know how to find my way home. There's extreme hills. I think it's more or less extreme hills over here. There's some gold gravel ore just on the surface. That's pretty neat. This is pig territory as well. Might grab a couple of these guys at some point and set up a pig farm over by spawn, because we've got cows, which are useful for leather and stuff. And there's a couple of cows over there. What is that? Is that some more of the... Oh, what's it called? I forget. I need to go and grab it anyway, because that's another one of those gems like the amber that I've been using for decorative blocks. Hello. I will grab you real quick, and then I will shoot that skeleton, because he's ticking me off. Yeah, that's right. Superior bow technology over here. I'm trying to lunge with my longsword as well, but finding it a little bit difficult. You guys are coming with me. Appetite, that's what it is. I've got an appetite for appetite right now. I feel like this is probably a neat little find because I really like this stuff. I think it makes a really nice looking block, and I do need it for a couple of things. This is the stuff I've got up in my industrial craft area. The stuff that in a block form looks like this really nice kind of blue gradient. Looks very kind of space age almost. It looks kind of futuristic. So we'll grab as much of this as we can with old Jenkins. Let's see how much of that we got. Wow, okay. Got nearly like 3.5 stacks. That's a lot. That's more than I needed, but I will take it because you never know, could be useful for something. Couple of interesting things. What is that down there? That's another hive. They seem to have this like slight glow to them, which makes them easier to spot, which is cool. Because if I want to start looking into the bee stuff, then I will have to scoop a couple of those on my way around. Bunch of creepers moving in on me right now. Time to head home. Got what we came here for anyway. We've got the snow, we've got the pumpkin. Can set up a snow golem to patrol spawn. And we can make the whole place look a little more Christmassy. Hey folks, welcome back. And while we were away... I've got my jetpack on. While we were away, I found a zombie villager, so I decided to cure him because I hadn't got together my potion brewing setup yet, so I figured make a golden apple, make a splash potion of weakness, and cure this guy. I've not looked in his little box here to find out exactly what he is, so we're going to find that out together. I figure we may as well find that out by making a snow golem right here. So, what on earth? Who are you? Knowledge fragment. He's a Thorncraft villager. That's cool. I didn't know there were modded villagers. Check out the little rune on his back and everything. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to have to make sure he doesn't wander off. So, gonna have to block him in again with some of the stuff I've got in my inventory. Sorry, fella. Don't want to fence you back in after having just let you out, but unfortunately, zombies are going to get you otherwise, and we don't want that, because I am very interested to see what this guy has to do with Thorncraft. So he's going to stay in there for now, and we're going to work on the tree. I've managed to snow up... Oh, I figured this out, by the way. You can hold down space and hit M, engages hover mode. Yeah, now we're cooking with electricity or something. Anyway, I've managed to snow up the outside of spawn around here. Some of this is done by snow golems, and you can see like the directions they've wandered off in, but they're not super reliable at sticking to one space. So I basically decided to farm snow with that one down there and craft a bunch of snow layers and do most of this myself. So I'll probably continue doing that instead of relying on snow golems to decorate the place, because let's face it, they're a little bit unreliable. So using this hover mode, I'm going to decorate the tree up here. I'm probably going to try for like a more organic looking spruce tree, kind of start off with like the layers like this, work with spruce leaves all the way around, kind of making sure it sticks out in the right places. And I'm going to do most of this off camera, because building trees is always a bit of a trial and error thing until you get it right. But I'm most excited about what we've got here in the chisel menu, because there are Christmas lights and Christmas leaves available as part of the chisel mod. So I'm going to add a few of these around the place, and hopefully they will blend in nicely with the spruce tree stuff that I already have up here. If not, we'll find out some better way of getting leaves on the go. I think they'll probably be okay. They're a little bit bright green, which kind of makes me think I should use the rest of the chisel textures, like these fancy leaves, instead of regular leaves. Maybe a little bit further down we can do that, but they tend to blend a little bit better with those. I'm about to drop out of the sky, so I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Decidedly Neapolitan. My name has been Pixlriffs. Please leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now. I can't just like toss a blaze rod on the ground and pick it up, can I? Or can I? I have a feeling that was one of the ways you could do it. Let's try that, and just so we can get the brewing on the go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, fantastic. That's achievement done. Achievement number 1.